Hi, I'm Mary DellaValle from Tire Review.
And I'm Donny Seyfer.
And today we're talking coolants. Next. So Donny, there are so many different colors of coolant on the market today, and some even claim to be universal. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, happy to. So coolants and their colors don't necessarily mean anything. There are a lot of different chemistries of coolants out there, and most of them are not compatible and cannot be mixed together. Even the one that's out there that's being used more and more, which is a polyorganic coolant that can be mixed with others, loses its long-term life if you mix them together. So it's really important that you put the proper chemistry in the vehicle that it came with. Here's just one example. Nissan's got two completely different coolants, actually more, but this is just two examples. So you can't say I've got a Nissan coolant. You've got to make sure that you've got the right coolant, dependent on what's in the vehicle for components. This is for cast iron and aluminum mixes, and the other one is for all aluminum engines. And there's all different things that they're trying to solve. Gaskets aren't compatible with different coolants. Radiators may not be compatible. So it's important that you pick them and you talk to your vendors, because you may really need to have, depending on how many brands you service, 4 to 9 different coolants sitting on the shelf. Now you may be able to buy a universal coolant for a particular chemistry, and then you put the color in to match what the automaker used. Like for example, in this Audi, there are multiple colors for this, but if you mix the two together, even if it's the right coolant, it turns rusty brown, and that makes the customers unhappy.
Right, so you shouldn't just look at this and say, oh, this is red coolant, and grab any red coolant. You have to actually look it up every single time. That's
right. The manufacturers have specifications. In fact, you can see on these bottles, just these examples of specifications, and you need to make sure that you match them. If your vendor is uncertain, and you will find this, and they say, oh no, we've got one coolant that'll do everything, I would challenge that and make sure that you're getting the right answer, because you can damage some really expensive components if you don't have the right coolant.
So what exactly will happen? You talked about corrosion.
Yeah, corrosion is a problem. There are some older coolants that if you mix them together, you get a jello effect, which doesn't cool very well, as you might imagine. It doesn't move. You can have heater parts that stop working properly. You can have components that fail, like if electric water pumps are involved in some of the high-end vehicles, they require coolants that have certain lubricants in them.
So you can do a whole host of damage just by not taking the extra step of doing your homework and looking something up.
Well, and here's the best part. The profit margin is better when you use the right coolant to begin with. And it's very defensible. That's the big thing, is you want to be able to say to the customer, I know this stuff costs $30 a gallon, but it's what's supposed to be in your vehicle.
You can even show them if they had a question, right? This is
Absolutely.
The right coolant for your vehicle, and it's going to do the job it was intended to do.
And that service will last longer, because it was designed, most of these coolants are designed to last 60 to 100,000 miles if they don't see any oxygen. Which also says, if you open a cooling system up, the coolant gets thrown away. It does not get reused. That's a common misconception. We don't put it back.
So, using the right stuff, looking it up first to make sure you have the right stuff. Happy customers, job well done, no comebacks, no brainer. I'm Mary DellaValle, coming to you from the Tire Review Continental Tire Studio at Babcox Media. Thank you for watching.